Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. Today we are continuing on with video number 17 of the Beguiled Eden to Armageddon series. We are on reports of strange pestilence. Now, we read that last time. I apologize. But if you didn't see that one, please check it out. That's video number 16. And I hope everyone had a restful Shabbat yesterday. We are on droughts and fires raging worldwide. In Texas, heat ravaged the state in 2011, which left very little water and food for animals to consume, and rabies became rampant. According to officials, as of July 2011, rabies in Texas had doubled. Wild animals were infiltrating neighborhoods looking for food and bringing a rabies threat to domestic animals as well as humans. Texas continued to be in a drought right on through 2012 and well into 2013. Hurricane Dan hit Texas July 30th, 2011, but the state was so dry it evaporated this enormous storm, leaving no rain residents had hoped for. Along with Texas, the states of Arizona, Colorado, Louisiana, New Mexico, and Oklahoma had their warmest August on record. Such widespread heat during August 2011 set it up to become the second warmest month for the entire United States of America. Even the Arctic Circle at the same time had sea ice melting so fast that it was coming close to breaking an all-time record, which eventually was shattered in 2012 due to Earth's soaring heat. On March 27, 2011, Dr. Damon Teagle of the National Oceanography Center in Southampton, England, and Dr. Benoit Idelfons of Montpellier University in France announced in the journal Nature that they were planning on drilling a hole into Earth's crust down to its mantle. The mantle encloses Earth's iron-rich hot core. That is, if you believe that the Earth is a globe. Such a feat was attempted 50 years ago called Project Molehole, but failed. This time, mixing iron and clay could present unusual circumstances. The new drilling is scheduled to happen deep under the Pacific Ocean, 500 miles off Costa Rica's coast. Their plans are to drill deep down through Earth's crust into hard crystalline rocks of solidified magma at a cost of $1 billion. And the United States is already in enough debt, don't you think? Trying to reach Earth's mantle by 2019 or 2020. Is such an endeavor without serious risks? Is it such an endeavor without serious risks? No. Just look what happened in the Gulf with BP's oil digging, which some felt may have penetrated a supervolcano due to the force of expulsion when it was trying to be capped. What are these scientists really looking for? Could they be searching for hell? Sheol? If they do locate it, then they quickly prove our scripture is true. Their timing for this endeavor may also prove to be prophetic. According to Scripture, an unleashing of great peril on humanity will occur at the end of days when a great abyss is opened. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from Shamayim unto the Eretz, heaven unto the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of Yahuah in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it. and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, or Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. Kind of sounds close to Apollo. Revelation 9:1 through 11. 9:1 through 11. 9:11. Serious droughts are also prophesied in Scripture at the end of the age. The Euphrates River began drying up in 2009, which at the same time, the largest economic crash ever to happen in Western countries was occurring. This economic crisis actually shifted Western control to powers of the East, specifically China. Such a dramatic change in world economy, as well as the drying up of the Euphrates River, has set the stage for another scriptural prophecy to soon be fulfilled. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Revelation 16:21. In 2010, there was 19 countries that recorded their most extreme heat records ever. The record number of highs encompassing over 20% of Earth's landmass had never been equaled any other time in recorded history. By 2012, the percentage rose even higher to the as the entire United States was suffering some form of drought, with thousands of heat records being broken. Our present decade is the hottest on record. Countries first hitting historical records back in 2010, including Ascension Island, Belarus, Bolivia, Chad, Colombia, Cyprus, Finland, Iraq, Kuwait, Myanmar, Niger, Pakistan, Qatar, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, the Solomon Islands, Ukraine, and Zambia. Los Angeles, California also hit their all-time high of 113 degrees in 2010. In fact, both Arctic had less sea ice in 2010, which increasingly got much worse by the end of 2012. Drought in South America's Amazon was worse in 2010 than their previous 2005 drought, which at that time was considered their worst of the century. New Zealand had 3 straight years of drought, and China experienced their worst drought in 200 years beginning in 2010. These and many more droughts worldwide continued to intensify into 2013, lasting much longer periods of time with fewer and fewer signs of recovery. Even the Mississippi River, that had been flooding at its record-breaking levels in 2011, began to drop to its record low by early 2013, causing commerce to come to an almost halt. Barges were digging consistently 24 hours a day, trying to make the river deeper, but were becoming a futile effort. Plans to release an Illinois lake into the river and even water taken from the Missouri River's reservoirs were viewed as options. Water levels to keep nuclear plants operational along the Mississippi also became a growing concern as the drought continued into 2013. If their power plants were to ever fail, the USA would have a serious situation beyond imagine. No relief from heat came in 2011, 2012, or into 2013, as exceptional drought continued in our own country's Midwestern states, which was blamed on jet stream changes. Oklahoma was drier than any period since 1921, and their wheat crops were devastated. Such extreme crop losses are heralding a coming serious food shortage, a famine worldwide, just as our scriptures foretold. During May 2011, China, still plagued by its worst drought in half a century, resorted to cloud seeding using chemicals in order to try and make it rain. They fired so many of these shells filled with chemicals in their efforts to seed clouds, like you're planting seeds. They gave out of shells, so they must have ran out. Unfortunately, those trying to fool Mother Nature through weather modification increases storms' intensities, because temperatures are too high for nature to normally allow rain. Oftentimes, storms created using silver iodide or liquid nitrogen do more damage than good. Mankind is being forced to utilize every known option in an effort to survive under circumstances that are becoming quite grave, just as the scriptures foretold. Back in April 20th, 2011, Texas was its driest since 1917, with major wildfires consuming over 1.5 million acres from border to border. NASA even reported they could see drought in Texas from space. On July 30th, 2011, news media announced Texas was at an $8 billion loss. Crops failed, cattle had to be sold, and wildfires were consuming all that was left. Texas was not alone. Serious wildfires had also been consuming forests worldwide where rain was not falling. In Georgia, according to data released by the Georgia Forestry Commission, landowners in Georgia suffered record losses in fiscal year 2011 due to devastating wildfires and tornadoes. Over 250,000 acres of privately owned forest land was burned or blown down, resulting in estimated timber damages of over $100 million. That's a lot. Their report, issued in May 2011, was only half into 2011. Georgia had already experienced 2,801 fires, which were 34% more than a 5-year average, consuming 88,834 acres burned and exceeding 73% more than a 5-year average. Financial assistance to help landowners with wildfire damage proved fruitless. On top of this, tornadoes ripped through Georgia April 27th through 28th, 2011, destroying 161,208 acres of forest in 34 counties. An estimated cost of $85 million was needed to restore those timbers again, with very little financial assistance available to landowners. Then, Okefenokee National Wildlife Refuge went up in flames in southeast Georgia. By July 13, 2011, over 320,000 more acres of forest had been destroyed by wildfires in Georgia. On top of all this, newly planted pine trees were dying and older trees were stressing due to Georgia's soaring heat. So much loss of Earth's largest timber results in lower oxygen and an increase in toxic air quality, replacing lost timber lakes timber takes, it says, decades to mature, and with seedlings dying, it could wipe out an ability to grow enough trees to ever replace those losses. If fires were not bad enough, crops also in Georgia were the worst ever. According to Georgia Farm Bureau News, in their article, 150 Georgia counties received drought designation, November through December 2011. Page 14 on. September 7th, 2011, Agricultural Secretary Tom Vilsack designated 150 of the 159 counties in Georgia as primary natural disaster areas due to ongoing drought and excessive heat conditions that damaged thousands of acres of crops. The other 9 remaining counties were designated as contiguous disaster areas. Governmental assistance is literally drying up due to widespread devastation bombarding so many states in America. Insurance companies, while raising premiums to all-time highs, are still suffering huge losses. Even FEMA began telling people whose houses were destroyed that they were not eligible for assistance if a few walls were still standing and even if their house had no roof. This proves our government is out of money. Yet at that time, President Obama traveled from town to town proclaiming he heard their cry for help and was on the way. Help was on the way. Really. Great rhetoric, but money was not forthcoming. When your government is broke and borrowing from China to keep from having a financial crash, where did our president think he would find money needed to continue to fix such devastation? Money does not grow on trees. Instead, it takes trees to produce money, and with such losses in timber, the impact became not only environmentally unstable, but economically stressed. Everything became a whole lot worse as talk about a double recession began in August 2011, causing America to lose its superior ratings, something that had never happened in our history. By January 2013, a fiscal cliff in American politics set up austerity and directed our nation's economy down a spiraling path toward the making of another serious recession. NOAA had recorded January 2012 in the USA as the fourth warmest January since records began in 1895. February and March 2012 felt like May as record highs broke over 800 old records for most of the country. Record-breaking all-time highs continued across America, with high-level temperature warnings being issued off and on for months. June 28th, 2012. Logged over 1,000 record highs broken in the United States of America. Most of them were in the triple digits. These temperatures caused severe storms which put millions of people in the Northwest without power due to wind knocking down trees. All the while, heat was remaining in triple digits. Concern mounted that electricity needed to cool so much of the USA could cause power grids to fail. Yet Go Green slogans were pushing people to invest in electric cars in a country with dire warnings to reduce electricity consumption. Something just does not add up. As 2013 got underway, heat records again were being broken across the USA. January, which should be one of the coldest months of the year, was reaching temperatures typical of April and May. In South Georgia, trees began blooming and pollen soaring that usually occurs near the time of Easter, the fertility holiday. Threats from tornadoes increased from Louisiana to South Carolina due to this unreasonable heat, while other parts of the country were inundated with snowstorms. Such strange weather has now become the norm. Okay, so next time we will be reading Asteroids, Fireballs, Comets Signal Wormwood May Be On Its Way. That one is a bit longer, so that will be in our next video. It's quite long. That video might end up being closer to a half hour or 40 minutes long, but I hope you guys stick with me. This is some really important information, and I am happy that I got this book and I'm able to share it with you guys, because most people don't know what's going on in other parts of the world or in other counties or other states even. But I'm happy to bring you guys the news and be able to tie it in with scripture. And it's right in there. The scriptures are right in that book. So I'm not adding anything to this book. If anyone wants to try to get or block me with YouTube again, or if any YouTube people want to try to block me again, it's just a book. Don't worry. But anyways, I'm going to be doing a live with Sister Roz today, and I need to try to pronounce the name of her channel. Let me see if I can find that message with her song in it again real quick. I don't even think I can pronounce it for you guys, but look in my community section, and I posted our live from yesterday, and that'll take you to her channel, and then you can find the live for today. And now it's time to praise Yahuah. We're going to be on live at noon. I started a little bit late with the videos for Yahuah today, but I will get them done. I'm praying I can get them done today because I do have a lot to do, but I guess while my husband's doing laundry, I can do my videos. I love you all, and now Time to praise Yahuah. Last days. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No trap from the wicked shall prosper. No snare from the devil shall prosper. Yahuah knows who are his. Do your utmost to show yourself approved. Be not deceived by wolves in sheep's clothing. For in the last days there will be blasphemers and evildoers. Do not subject me to gossip and slander, because I will turn and walk away. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No trap from the wicked shall prosper. No snare from the devil shall prosper. Praise the Most High for his loving kindness. The Ruach HaKodesh sustains me. Do not subject yourselves to the wicked. It will only ever end in strife. Do not cast your pearls unto swine. Yahuah says, stay steadfast, keep my commands, for I call you mine. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And purify your hearts. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Be afflicted, and mourn, and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of Elohim, and he shall lift you up. He will wipe away every tear from your eye, every tear you cry. Subject yourself to me, and bear much fruit. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuah and the Shamayim loves each and every one of us. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth.